Oh, fish.
And we're back. It's been a while, but I'm excited to get back out here. I haven't fished the river since last season. And yeah, it's just kind of the beginning of steelhead season. Still very, very early, not too many fish in the system. So I don't know what we're gonna find in this trip, but we're gonna do our best to find us a steelhead. And today we're fishing this evening. It's about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock right now. So probably fish another hour or so before it gets dark. And then we're gonna drive up, fish another river. So yeah, we're hitting multiple rivers in this trip. Gonna see what we can find. Honestly, just excited to get back out here, throw a float down the river, and if we get lucky, maybe we'll see it go down. But yeah, that's the plan for this trip. Honestly, today is more of just like a warm-up. I'm honestly not thinking that there's gonna be any fish in this river that we're fishing today. I talked to a few locals. Everyone said they haven't seen anything yet this year. But how epic would that be if I happened to stumble upon one and caught one? I actually hit one spot on the same river before this just to check it out, and there was like 3 people fishing it, so I had to move on. But here we are. It's good to be back. Look at this thing. Got this whole beach to myself too. I'll be able to fish this whole run. So here's my plan for this little section of the river. I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro, but there's a rapid up there. So I feel like there's a good chance, well, not a good chance, because I don't think there's really a good chance anywhere of being fish in this river, but a decent chance of fish hanging out below that little rapid. And then obviously down here, like I was saying, underneath these twigs could be some fish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fish this section right here. And then down here, it's like super slow water. You can't really fish that. But right here, there's a nice little stretch, little run where there could be some fish. And then I'll work that with a couple of different setups. I got a jig and I got some beads here I'm gonna work through here. And then after that, we'll head upstream right below that rapid, and then we'll work that section. I think by then it's probably gonna be dark out. First cast of the season. So I'm kind of working in close here first, and I didn't even cast it that far that time. But what I'm gonna do is work in close here, and then I'll wade out a little bit just in case there's a fish on this side of the river. I don't want to wade out and scare it off, spook it off first. So make a couple casts before I even get into the water. There you go, that's working. And then once we do that, then we'll wade out a little farther and then work the other side of the river, the other bank. It's good to be back, man. Good to be back. All right, time to move. Yeah, I usually like to move after throwing a few different presentations through there. You know, like 3 or 4, especially like I feel like I got a really good drift in. If I don't get any bites or anything, just keep moving. All right, that was a good warm up. Someday I'll catch a fish in this river. This river I have a long history with this river, but I'll have to, that'll be for another video. Ending day 1 here. Honestly, I really didn't think there would be fish in this river, but I just wanted to come out here and give it a little trial run, basically some practice for tomorrow. I want to make sure my gear is fishing properly, and who knows, maybe there'll be early fish swimming through. At least that's what I was thinking, but it doesn't look like there are any fish in here for now. Let's come back here. Now we're gonna pack up, get moving, get on the road, and get to our next river for tomorrow. So let's go make it happen. Okay, we made it. It's 11 o'clock now. Drove through all the way through the night up to the river, and now I'm gonna take a nap before tomorrow morning. We're gonna get up. River's right over here, so we're just gonna get up and go fishing. So I guess I get to kind of sleep in tomorrow. Kind of. Oh, and side note, I was debating getting some ice from my ice chest to keep my food cold, but then I realized it's only 34 degrees outside, so I'm just gonna stick my food on the hood here, and that should keep it cold enough out there. Hopefully no bears. I mean, we are in bear territory, but honestly then I was thinking if a bear comes by, it's probably better he just gets the food out there rather than coming in the car because, yeah, obvious reasons. I'll be in here. So, anyways, enough talking. I'm going to take a nap. We'll see you in the morning. Alright, we survived the night. It was a cold one. Normally I bring a sleeping bag, but I forgot it this time and that was costly. So, got a little cold in here, a little chilly, but we survived. No bears. And now it's game time. So you can get a little snack, a little bit of food in my stomach, and then we're gonna hit the river. It's game time. A little bit chilly out here, but I got my hand warmers in my pockets here. Always exciting to fish a new area, especially one that you've never been to. Some like, oh, I forgot to lock the car. Better go do that. Alright, and there she is. And this actually looks like a nice spot right here. I think we're going to try this little run. Yeah, let's try right here, see what happens. Oh, fish! Fish, fish, fish. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Man, I thought that was the bottom. Nice fish, nice fish. Nice fish. Nice fish. Alright. Always a relief to get that first fish of the trip. And this is a nice one, man. I wasn't expecting this for the first one. I feel like we're starting off on a high. So today we're fishing a river a little bit farther upstream. So I'm expecting more colored up fish, you know, fish that have been in the river a little bit longer. And I'll explain a little bit more in a bit here, but I want to just get this fish, show him off to the camera really quick and then get him on his way. Man, look at this fish. Looks like a wild fish. Maybe it's not. Hard to tell. No, I think it's a hatch. No, it's a wild fish. Yeah, nice wild steely. Looks like a hen. Get this fish. These things always fight so good. So salmon, when they come up in the river, they come up and dive. But steelhead are a different beast. They come up here, spawn, and then go back out into the ocean. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, if it's fresh out of the ocean, it's gonna fight a little bit more, but even the ones that have been in the river for a little bit longer, they still fight pretty dang good because they still have a lot of life in them. But yeah, that's good. Probably like a 4 or 5 pounder, something like that. Using pretty light tackle here. It hasn't rained in a little while. These rivers are pretty clean. So we're going fairly light today. If the water had a little more color on it, then we could probably go a little heavier. But I think we're going to need to stay light. This setup that we're working with here. Try to get him in here. Alright, you got him. It's a nice fish. I'd say it's probably around, 4 or 5 pounds, something like that. Maybe like 25 inches, something like that. I don't know. Hard to say exactly, but It's always a challenge to get a good shot, but I did get this camera for shots like this. But yeah, we'll give you a quick look at him. There he is. Yeah, so especially with these wild fish, but really any steelhead, you really want to keep them in the water. If you're going to take them out for a picture, just do it really quick, like this, one shot. And you can see that hook's pinned right in the corner of the mouth. We're using barbless hooks today, so these are going to come right out. Boom, just like that. Yeah, look at that fish. Super nice. Alright, yeah, just quickly as she came, she's going to head out. So we'll just give her a second here. Looks like she's already getting ready to kick. There she goes. Right back to her little spot right over there. Yeah, always nice to knock out a fish right like that early in the morning. Honestly, that was a really nice one. That was a little more than I was expecting so quickly. But anyways, still very early. Still a lot of holes to hit. We're going to do some exploring today. Obviously going to cast back in this hole. But yeah, no skunk. Still early. Let's see what the day brings. All right, as I always say, when you're using these light line, you always want to check your leaders. But actually that fish was hooked right on the lip, so should be pretty good. Yeah, I think we're good to go. All right, yeah, we're gonna cast back in there. That one came, I wasn't really expecting that spot to hold a fish. I was expecting to catch one more down in this area, but that one came like straight right in front of me here. And also a little bit closer to me than I was anticipating. I was anticipating to be right on the other bank there, because it's obviously deeper on that side. I was thinking they'd be tight to the bank on that side, but you know, sometimes they are where you don't think they are. And actually, a couple casts before that, I had another bobber down that looked suspicious. I think it was another bite. Could have been the same fish or a different fish, who knows? But yeah. And funny how one fish just changed your whole confidence level. Feel so confident now. Probably a false sense of confidence, but there's a confidence there nonetheless. Fish this hole for a little longer. No more action. Looks nice though. Might come back to it later. So on to the next one for now. But I wanted to explain a little bit about what I was talking about when I had that fish on. So the majority of the steelhead run, at least in California, is winter steelhead. And what that means is those fish are coming into the river system during the winter time, when we start getting rain and the rivers start flowing a little heavier. Those fish come in from the ocean up into the river, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's super early for that. Those steelhead, we haven't got much rain yet, so I don't think most rivers haven't got any fish in them yet. But this particular river has summer or fall run steelhead. And what that means is those fish are coming into the river system during the summer or fall, what you would expect. So these fish have been here for a little while, because it's now the beginning of winter. And that's why they're going to be a little more colored than you would expect from those fish that are fresh out of the ocean, those fresh chrome steelhead that hopefully we can go find a fish or two like that once those fish start coming in. But that's why I came to this river, because I think it's too early for those winter steelhead. So we got to go find us some fall or summer run fish. And we found one already. Now we're looking for number 2. Midday update. Unfortunately, that early fish was not a sign of things to come, at least so far. So far since that fish, I haven't had any hookups. I had a couple of bobber downs that were kind of suspicious, might have been little trout, but no hookups and haven't really seen much. So I've been exploring, hitting every hole, making a few casts, working my way down the river. I even drove to a couple of different put-in spots where I thought looked good. Unfortunately, still nothing. This was my latest failed spot right here. Right below this riffle, we had a chance to get one right in there somewhere, but unfortunately, not to be. So we'll keep moving here. It's about 1:30 now, I think, so probably another 3-ish hours of light. Days are so short nowadays, in the middle of the winter. Don't get a lot of fishing time, so anyways, we're working it here for a few more hours. Might drive to another spot here pretty soon, but I'm just walking down the river for now, doing some exploring. That's what half of what steelhead fishing, really, it's not really steelhead fishing, it's half fishing, maybe even less than half fishing, and half steelhead exploring. So anyways, we're on the grind today. So here we are. I went way upstream, pretty far. You know, I fished all along the way like I was saying, and didn't find hardly anything. So now we're back at square one. This is where I started the day. This is where I caught the one and only fish for today. So we're back to see if there's another one waiting for me. Usually when steelhead come up the river, same steelhead, salmon, same thing, they're not coming up by themselves. They usually come at least as a pair, a male and a female, traveling together until they, you know, get to their spawning grounds. So in theory, there should be at least one more fish in here, but it's not always the case. Sometimes they don't find the mate until they get right up to the spawning grounds. Well, no luck finding the partner. I don't know, it seems like maybe that was a solo fish. And just like that, steelhead trip number 1 in the books. Man, a little bit of a tough bite out there. Honestly, when I caught that first fish, thought the bite was gonna be pretty good. I thought we'd have a good shot at least maybe hooking a couple more, but it wasn't to be. The bite was really tough. Didn't find any more fish all day. Went upriver, downriver, ended up back in that same place where I hooked the fish in the morning, and never found any more fish. And I talked to a couple of guys along the river, one in a drift boat coming down, and a couple just walking along the bank, and nobody that I talked to had caught any adult fish. So I think it's just a tough time right now for a combination of 2 reasons. I think the first reason is we're kind of in between seasons right now. The summer and fall run fish have kind of finished up, and it's the tail end of that season. So I think that fish that I did catch, that was a really late fish for that run. And then also the winter fish haven't come up yet. So like I said, yeah, in between seasons. And then the second reason is we haven't had a lot of rain in the last couple months. So this river is super clear, and when the water gets super clear like that, it makes the bite a little tough. Those fish get super finicky and they spook really easily. So I think the combination of those 2 things was really making the bite tough for everyone. But yeah, successful for me. I'm happy I caught one. Kind of knocked off my first steelhead for the season, even though it wasn't a winter fish. But yeah, it was a steelhead nonetheless. If you like this one, you can look forward to plenty more steelhead content coming to the channel as the season progresses. But for now, gotta knock out this long drive home, get some rest, and get ready for the next adventure, wherever that takes us. Appreciate all y'all for watching, not just this video, but everything on the channel, all the content I've been putting out. Appreciate all the support. Really thankful for all of you for following along and allowing me to do this full time as a job. It's a job that can be exhausting at times, definitely a little bit stressful at times, but also majority of the time a lot of fun and challenging, and I like that challenge. So anyways, just a special shout out to all of y'all for all your support, everyone in the comment section, everyone that I meet out on the river, on the kayak, at the lake, stream, on the beach, wherever it may be. For the most part, like 99% of everyone, super supportive of the channel, and really a pleasure to meet all of y'all. So yeah, just a special shout out to all of you. So anyways, yeah, long drive ahead. Gonna knock this one out, get ready for the next adventure. Not sure where that's gonna take us, but yeah, we'll see you on the next one. So anyways, thank y'all for watching. Have a good one.